Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jordan.
And we're the Bibliophiles.
So we're going to be a little bit quieter in this video because we are in a glass room, which is a little bit weird. But this is very exciting for us because this is our first book vlog entry
Ever.
And we're doing a wonderful book called The Downside of Being Charlie, as you can tell by the title up there. It's by Jenny Torres Sanchez, who is a fabulous writer.
Magnificent.
Magnificent. And The Downside of Being Charlie is, how many books has she written?
That's her first one.
It's her first
debut novel. So The Downside of Being Charlie is a book about Charlie, the main character, and he has grown up overweight. And it's been obviously a huge insecurity of his. So it follows Charlie around for his senior year. The one thing that we agreed on that we didn't like about this book was Charlotte. I'm gonna kill her. She's terrible. She's a terrible person. But that's not like a critique of the book. It's just, it's a compliment of the author. That you can make a character that you just hate. I hate her. But when he starts this relationship with Charlotte, he can't turn off those insecurities. And not only did they leak into his own personal life and his life with his family, but they start to leak into this relationship with her and how he feels like he's not good enough for her or she won't love him as much and all these great things. And it's a real, true relationship because of that. And it's not romantic and fluffy. It's raw, which is the best part of this book entirely. It's raw. And you fall in love with Charlie. I love Charlie. But I love him because he's real and because he's not lovable, or he doesn't think he is lovable.
Right.
He's not cliche lovable.
And yeah, that's the cool thing about this book is it's Charlie finding out who he is, and he's kind of coming to terms with himself, I think. And that's what's so beautiful about it, because I think we all have immense flaws in our own eyes. We all see things in ourselves that most people wouldn't even notice, but we just can't stand them. And it takes a lot to kind of look past those flaws and notice things about yourself that you really like and things that you think are positive attributes, because in all honesty, that's what other people notice,
And Charlie hasn't found those attributes that he loves about himself yet, which is why I love this novel.
It's so good.
We can see them, but he can't.
Exactly.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Finally, the last thing we'd like to talk about. It's a very serious topic, and that topic is eating disorders.
We have some links down below for support and hotlines.
The thing about eating disorders is it's one of those things we don't talk about very much. I don't think we talk about it enough. It's almost a hushed subject, and I think that's one of the reasons I was so glad I found this book, was because although I haven't personally dealt with eating disorders, I have very close friends who have, and in fact, I remember being dropped off for summer camp one year, and my friend's mom pulled me aside and said, please make sure she eats. And it was just the weirdest thing. That was my introduction to anorexia. Just like that. And that's why I think it's really important that it becomes more known, more talked about, because I think if we can feel comfortable talking about it, maybe we can feel more comfortable reaching out and asking for help when we need it. So just please don't feel afraid to ask for help. Please don't feel like you're alone, because you're definitely not. If you need help finding resources beyond the ones we've listed below, feel free to message or leave a comment. I'm sure there are plenty of people who will help, and we'll definitely do our best to find whatever we can to help you out.
Absolutely. And boys too.
Yes.
When eating disorders are discussed in our society, we focus on women and models and body image that way. It's not as known that men experience it as well. And that's the great thing about The Downside of Being Charlie, is that he is a boy and he's experiencing this.
It's not something to be ashamed of.
Exactly. Don't be ashamed.
It's just a part of your life, we all grow through all parts of our lives, and you just need to know that you aren't alone in this area of growth. If you want to get over an eating disorder, or if you know somebody who is struggling, it's something that can be overcome. And there are so many resources and people who want to help. So please don't feel like you're alone. I just think that's the most important thing.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
So next time we are going to be reviewing Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. And if you have not read Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta, do it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video. We hope you had fun, and if you have any recommendations for books we should do, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you're interested in the books we have been talking about, like The Downside of Being Charlie, we have all of the information in the links below. So go ahead and just check that out, and we'll see you guys later.
That's so fantastic.
That was pretty fantastic.
I said fantastic. 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 It's a new thing.
Fantastic.
Feels.
Score.